evening, and welcome to Chesapeake Public Schools Family Empowerment Webinar presented by the Office of Family and Community Engagement, or FACE. I am Lisa Carey, one of the FACE specialists. Our office, which is under the Department of Engagement, seeks to create meaningful partnerships in order to inspire, engage, and empower families, educators, and community agencies to support the initiative of Chesapeake Public Schools. We are typically available Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. and can be reached by our main phone line at 757-482-5923, or you can email us at face@cpschools.com. We are excited to offer our families a course catalog entitled Peak Parent University that outlines all of our events for the school year. You can also catch up on pre recorded webinars, access a wealth of educational resources, and make community connections to promote your family's well being. Please visit www.cpschools.com and search Peak Parent University. We thank you for joining us tonight for our webinar, Experiencing College While in High School Through Dual Enrollment. We are excited to have you joining us tonight. We have panelists from Chesapeake Public Schools. Before we begin, I want to let you know that this webinar is being recorded to share on our Chesapeake Public Schools YouTube channel. Participants' cameras and the chat features have been disabled. If you have any questions, please use the Q&A feature located at the bottom of the screen. We will answer all questions at the conclusion of tonight's presentation. And now I would like to introduce our panelists. First, we have Dr. Shonda Wyndham, the Director of College and Career Readiness. We also have, there she is, Christina Babb, Coordinator of College Readiness, Mr. Chris Lessick, Dual Enrollment English Teacher at Great Bridge High School, Kathy Height, School Counselor at Deep Creek High School, Mr. Craig Blackman, Dual Enrollment U.S. History Teacher at Indian River High School, Mr. Grant Stanley, Career and Technical Education Supervisor, and last but definitely not least, Holly Destelli, Dual Enrollment Manager. Welcome, everyone, and thank you for being here tonight. At this time, I'd like to turn the program over to Dr. Wyndham.
Thank you, Lisa. Good evening and welcome to our first ever dual enrollment webinar. We're thrilled to have you join us today as we share the exciting opportunities that dual enrollment can offer. Whether you're a student eager to get a head start on your college journey or a parent interested in learning more about how dual enrollment can benefit your child, this webinar is designed to provide you with valuable insights and information. Our goal is to equip you with the knowledge and resources necessary to make informed decisions about the academic future. Thank you for investing your time with us. We hope you find this webinar enlightening and beneficial. At this time, I will turn things over to Mrs. Chris Babb, our College Readiness Coordinator.
Thank you, Dr. Wyndham. Welcome. Thank you for joining us this evening. My name is Chris Babb, and I am the College Readiness Coordinator. My job is to assist all stakeholders with everything related to college and career readiness, including topics like dual enrollment, AP courses, PSAT, SAT, and ACT information, and the college fair. On February 13th, high school students will have the opportunity to join a Canvas course titled College and Career Readiness. This course is a group of modules with links to help students navigate high school to be college and career ready. Topics include grade level checklists, college and career searches, FAFSA information, dual enrollment, how to apply to college, etc. Please encourage your child to join the course. I would like to take a moment to thank all of our webinar participants this evening and to say thank you to all of our school counselors as we celebrate National School Counselors Week. Dual enrollment is the opportunity for students to take college-level courses through Tidewater Community College while in high school. Students earn weighted high school credit and college credit. Dual enrollment has increased nationwide in the last decade. More than 42,000 students in Virginia took at least one dual enrollment course in the 21-22 school year. We continue to add new dual enrollment courses annually in Chesapeake in the academic areas as well as in the career and technology education. Our goal is to increase dual enrollment opportunities as well as continue our growth in AP and CTE courses to equip Chesapeake students with a world-class education. Many students and parents ask, what is the difference between AP and dual enrollment? Briefly, both courses have the same weight. Both courses may be 1 or 2 semesters depending on the course. Both courses appear on the high school transcript. AP courses are grades 9 through 12. DE courses are grades 11 and 12, and students must meet TCC entrance requirements. AP courses use a CPS grading scale. DE courses use a TCC grading scale. AP courses have a test at the end of the course. The test score determines if the student receives college credit from their chosen college. At least a 3 is needed. Many colleges require a 4 or 5. DE courses are guaranteed college credit. Students are enrolled at TCC and receive a TCC transcript. AP courses are free, but students pay to take the test. The test is approximately $100 per test. DE students pay $45 a credit hour. Most courses are 3 credit hours a semester. Financial assistance is available for AP and dual enrollment. Costs should not limit a student from taking either course. Students benefit from both AP and dual enrollment courses. Tonight, we will focus on dual enrollment. Dual enrollment courses are offered in all 7 high schools and through CVA and through Virtual Virginia. Students take the course in their home school as part of their regular schedule unless they are taking one of the select CTE certification courses through CCC. Dual enrollment courses allow students to get ahead on their degree, save money, find direction, and make their transcripts stand out. Our current DE courses are College Composition 1 and 2, Physical Geology, College Physics, Math 161 Pre-Calculus, U.S. History 1 and 2, Teachers for Tomorrow 1 and 2, Western Civilization 1 and 2, and Environmental Science. In addition, we are adding DE Physics, College Physics 2, DE Principles of Psychology, DE African American History, and DE Art Appreciation for the 24-25 school year. CTE dual enrollment courses will be discussed by Mr. Stanley in just a few minutes. At this time, I would like to turn the presentation over to Chesapeake dual enrollment teacher and TCC adjunct professor, Mr. Chris Lessig. Mr. Lessig teaches dual enrollment English at Great Bridge High School. He will discuss what students can expect in a dual enrollment course.
Thank you, Ms. Babb. So first of all, in touching on curriculum, as it says on the slide, dual enrollment classes use the same curriculum as what's used on campus at the college. And in a lot of cases, especially the college composition class and I believe the history courses, this is the same curriculum that's used across the Virginia Community College system. Now, that's not to say that every dual enrollment history or English class is doing the same thing at the same time, but they are all covering the same skills and objectives. Similarly, as Ms. Babb just indicated, instructors of dual enrollment classes must have the same minimum credentials as TCC professors. So in other words, if your child takes a dual enrollment class, he or she is being taught by not only a qualified high school teacher, but also by someone who has at least done graduate work in that subject and often has an advanced degree in the discipline. As far as college level work and expectations, students will be taking an actual college course. And this means there are expectations for not only the amount of work, reading, writing, projects, tests, etc., but also the quality of work as well. With that in mind, students considering dual enrollment classes should be prepared for the academic rigor that these classes entail. However, it is certainly not the case that students need to have taken AP courses or even honors classes. Obviously, many students go off to college without ever having taken AP or honors classes. And I know I've had a lot of students who have taken my college comp class coming right out of regular English 11 courses. I would also point out that with 7.5 hours a week for 18 weeks, which is what our semester is at the high school, versus 3 hours a week for 15 weeks, which is what it is at the college, there is a whole lot more time, not only for students to do work in class, but also there's just more time for support. So I always tell students who are definitely going to college, you will either be taking composition at college where you're in there 3 hours a week, and it's up to you to go see your professors during office hours if you need extra help, or if you take it at the high school where you're in there 7.5 hours of work or a week, and obviously you can stop in every morning or whatever the case may be. The last bullet point here is access to the TCC library and tutoring resources. And I'll point out that I always stress to students that they are full-fledged TCC students, and therefore they should march over there and get their college ID made. Obviously, they can get some discounts around town. In fact, one student of mine mentioned a week or two ago that she got some huge discount for the premium version of Spotify, for whatever that's worth. But when students go off to college, they become part of a community, and TCC, just like universities, has a lot to offer, including concerts, plays, guest speakers, conferences, and so forth. And I always encourage students to get involved in these things. More importantly, they're given the same access to the resources that students have on campus. One of the things would be computer labs and libraries, but in the building next to me, actually where I am right now, the student center, there is a gaming room, there is a workout room, there's a gym, and students have access to those. And then finally, they also have access to the Learning Assistance Center for tutoring. And in fact, students can come here to get tutoring, but there's also tutoring available via online means with chat and different online tutoring services.
Thank you, Mr. Lessig. Chesapeake Public School offers many dual enrollment courses in our core subject areas, such as English, history, math, and science. We also offer dual enrollment classes in elective courses, such as African American history, art appreciation, principles of psychology, and teaching as a profession, for example. Our Chesapeake Career Center offers career and technology education dual enrollment classes as well, which will be discussed later in this presentation. The dual enrollment courses are designed for juniors and seniors. Students must have a cumulative grade point average of 3.0 or higher, or have a score of 390 or higher on their English reading and writing portion of their preliminary scholastic aptitude test, also referred to as PSAT. This test is given to students in their sophomore year of high school. For dual enrollment registration, students need to 1, talk with their counselor, 2, complete a Tidewater Community College application, and 3, complete a Chesapeake Public School application and fee waiver if needed. At this time, I will be turning this evening's program over to Mr. Craig Blackman, who is a dual enrollment U.S. history teacher at Indian River High School. Thank you.
Thanks, Kathy. I appreciate that. Welcome, everyone. I wanted to talk to you about the benefits of taking a dual enrollment class. I am a big fan of this. for many reasons. First of all, you can earn college credit by taking a dual enrollment class. In fact, in dual enrollment U.S. history, which I teach, you can get 3 credits for the first semester and then 3 for the second semester. So you can actually earn 6 credits in U.S. history by taking these dual enrollment classes that we're speaking about here. The next great thing about this is the fact that you can improve your GPA because you're taking an upper level class as well, like an AP class. The other thing I wanted to mention is that these credits are transferable. So you can get college credit and you can transfer those credits to Virginia schools and a majority of out-of-state schools. It's such an amazing opportunity. And what you have to do is to maintain a C in the class to actually get those credits. And remember, in an AP class, you have to take the test and do well that one day, whereas in our class, if you can maintain that C, then you can get that college credit. So that's a big difference right there. The other part about this is that it is $45 a credit when you take this in high school. Just imagine what that would be in a place like JMU or another school like that. It's just no comparison. It's a fraction of the cost right there. In fact, you take this class at TCC, it's $190 roughly. And again, $45 to take a dual enrollment class at our school. So it's an amazing benefit for you. And again, it's a taste of college and the curriculum and the rigor of college. What I also like is the fact that you can take those classes here and then have more time for a minor in college, or you could, finish earlier because you've taken so many of these classes in high school. So at so many levels, this is an amazing opportunity for you. And I would say this as well, that this is not the same as an AP class in terms of rigor. So again, you don't have to take an honors class necessarily to take a dual enrollment class, right? So it is a college curriculum, but it's not the same rigor as an AP class. So again, so many benefits. You're not tucked away in some lecture hall, but you're with a teacher in a smaller setting, and you'll cover more breadth and depth in U.S. history as compared to just certain select topics. They're not test driven. So it's a wonderful opportunity for you to broaden your understanding. So if you have more questions, feel free to talk to me afterwards. I'm going to hand it over to my good friend, Mr. Grant Stanley, Supervisor of Career and Tech Education.
Good evening. Thank you, Ms. Blackman. Again, I am Grant Stanley, Career and Technical Education Supervisor for Chesapeake Public Schools. I'm here to share about career and technical education dual enrollment courses. Currently, Chesapeake Public Schools offers 11 CTE dual enrollment courses, one of which is offered at the high schools, which is Teachers for Tomorrow, 10 of which are part of the Chesapeake Career Center. And I'll go into what those programs are in just a second. So for the dual enrollment CCC programs, you must apply to the Chesapeake Career Center in addition to applying to TCC. You have all of Chesapeake Public Schools DE requirements must be met, but for TCC dual enrollment courses, you must have a 2.0 GPA or higher to enroll in a CCC dual enrollment program, and you must maintain that 2.0 GPA to continue in the program. There are a few additional requirements for some of the career technical education programs, such as our emergency medical technician program. Students must be 16 prior to entering the first day of class. Pharmacy technician program is for seniors only. And a lot of our programs are 2-year programs, being for juniors and seniors. And again, with that, you have to successfully complete level 1, year 1, in order to move on to level 2, year 2. Not contrary, but in contrast to some of the other DE programs that we've talked about tonight, each CCC dual enrollment course offers a different number of TCC credits. In addition to that, 4 of our programs are offered on the TCC campus. As you can see here, we have automotive technician, which is a 2-year program. It earns 19 college credits, and you will earn a career studies certificate in automotive trainee. Now, this program is a dual enrollment option. You can take this program as a DE or as a regular credit, high school credit. You have collision repair. That's a 2-year program. There's 23 TCC credits. And again, you get a career studies certificate in that. One of the great things about our programs at TCC and CCC is that you are getting, as you can see here, a tremendous amount of college credits, but you're also earning a career studies certificate in each one of those areas. And you also get to participate in their graduation in May. If we can go on to the next slide there, we'll just kind of look at the other programs that you can go through at TCC. We have our emergency medical technician program. Again, that one's on the Tidewater Community Campus. That's a 1-year program with 12 credits. Mechatronics is a 2-year program. That's a junior senior program. That's 33 college credits. And you get a career studies certificate in mechatronics. You have pharmacy technician with 18 credits. Welding with 18 credits. Welding is one of the optional ones, as well as pharmacy technician. And precision machining, which is a new program this year. That's a 1-year program for seniors only, and it's 19 credits with getting a career studies certificate in basic machining. One of the things I also like to share with this, because this is part of our Chesapeake Career Center, if there's transportation is an issue, transportation is provided from your home schools to the Chesapeake Career Center and from your home school to TCC, as well as you can drive, but to let you know that there is transportation provided for these programs. At this time, I'm going to turn the program over to Ms. Holly DeCelia, Chesapeake Dual Enrollment Manager for Tidewater Community College.
Holly, don't forget to unmute yourself.
Thank you so much. Grant, thanks for that intro. I am Holly DeCelia, the Dual Enrollment Manager for Tidewater Community College. I work right across the street from the Career Center at the Chesapeake campus. And just kind of piggyback on what Grant was saying about some of those CTE programs. A lot of those programs, of course, you saw can get you a career studies certificate, but for students who are interested in getting a full Associates of Applied Science in one of those areas, those programs can feed directly into one of our Associate of Applied Science programs, which is pretty exciting. This evening, I'm going to actually talk a little bit about our transfer pathway program specifically. This evening, you've heard a lot about the courses that we offer for dual enrollment. And a lot of times, students and families come to us wanting to know how they can get either a full certificate to transfer to a 4-year school or even a full associate's degree to transfer. So this evening, I'm going to talk to you a little bit about those 2 transfer pathway programs that we offer. The first one is the Uniform Certificate for General Studies. And this is a 31 to 36 credit hour program, or 34 credit hour program that students can begin starting the summer of their sophomore year going into junior year. They would start taking classes with us here at TCC. This is just our template of the curriculum plan that students would follow to complete this certificate program. What's great about the Uniform Certificate of General Studies, or we like to refer to it as the UCGS, is that it can basically cover a first year of college courses. So these are your lower level general education courses that most 4-year college require for students to meet prior to going on into those upper level courses in their major. So this is a great opportunity to get a jump start on your college education and knock out some of those general education courses that you'll need for that 4-year education. The next program I'm going to highlight this evening is our Social Sciences Associate's degree. This is an opportunity for students who are pursuing a degree at the bachelor's level at the 4-year school in a social science field such as psychology, sociology, economics, and so forth. This is a great way to get that full associate's degree completed while in high school. It's a combination of using APs, dual enrollment courses, and coming to TCC to take classes with us. This program also begins for their TCC courses the summer of a student's sophomore year going into their junior year. So if you are interested in learning more about the UCGS program or the social science program, please make sure your student does have a conversation with their school counseling office to find out more, to also pick up a copy of the templates that you see on our screen tonight, and to get started. I will be going out to the high schools this March to work with students to help them apply to TCC for dual enrollment. So they'll apply to the college and they'll create their dual enrollment accounts. And then for our 2 transfer pathway students, their registration for their summer classes will open up near the end of March. So I'll make sure to get in touch with those students to do their academic advising with them, either at their high school during a high school visit day, or they can come to my office to schedule a visit, or of course we can use Zoom. So if you do have other questions, my contact information is here on the screen. Feel free to reach out with any questions, but I always like to encourage students and parents to make sure that they begin their conversation first at home and then talk to your school counseling office to see what opportunities are available for you at your school and what you might be able to do to make that pathway happen for you. At this time, I'm going to turn it back over to Christine Babb, and she's going to cover some more information for student perspectives.
All right. Thank you again to our DE teachers, counselor, and our TCC dual enrollment coordinator. Attendees, remember you may type questions into the Q&A for the panel to answer at the end of the presentation. Let's take a minute and see what our students had to say. Why did you register for a DE class? For guaranteed college credit, the weighted high school credit, and to work on my writing skills. What did you like about the dual enrollment class? Earning college credit, self-paced, a weekly syllabus, and learning while having fun. What was the biggest challenge? Time management, independence, and increased work and rigor. When I asked a Hickory High School student, Ava from Hickory, I said, do you recommend taking a dual enrollment class? She said, I recommend taking a dual enrollment class. It is a great opportunity to earn college credit without having to take an exam and earn a high score on an AP exam. Dual enrollment also helps prepare you for college by introducing you to the style of a college course. In closing, why take a dual enrollment course? To earn college credit while in high school, get ahead on your degree, save money, set yourself apart, find direction, and avoid high-stakes testing. At this time, I will turn the presentation back over to Lisa Carey.
I want to thank all of our panelists for sharing their wealth of knowledge with experiencing college while in high school through dual enrollment. Again, this was a great and wonderful webinar. It will be recorded and uploaded to Chesapeake Public Schools YouTube channel within the next several days. Thank you all for joining us this evening, and remember that families and communities work better together. Thank you and have a great evening.